In the last hour, an update from the BCA on all those data errors discovered with DWI instruments across Minnesota that could impact nearly 300 cases in the state. We first told you about this story on Friday, impacting the 5 counties that you see here. Tonight, we learned how the state is responding. Gordon Severson joins us live. Gordon?
Yeah, the BCA says these breathalyzer machines are used at law enforcement agencies across the state. There are 220 of these machines, and so far they've found problems with 5 of them. And they say they all involve human errors, and they could impact 276 DWI cases. On Friday, the BCA sent out a warning to all law enforcement agencies to check their records and to check these machines. Officials say these machines are serviced by the BCA once a year, so right now they're looking at cases over the last year or so, but they did say that these human errors could potentially date back to 2011, and that's the first time they started using these machines here in Minnesota.
In theory, if that information it wasn't caught along the way, certainly there's cases if the same error and nobody caught it, certainly could be in that. Never could say that there wasn't in that process. But what is important to know is this is a bit nuanced and technical. It doesn't necessarily mean, even if there were errors, that the test results themselves were not reliable. And so they would need to be identified and work through that process.
Now, the BCA says these human errors involve the metal cylinders that are loaded into the breathalyzer machines. Those cylinders hold gas that provide a baseline alcohol reading for the machine to test against. Officials say every time a new cylinder is loaded, a human being has to enter some new information, and they discovered that some of that information is being entered incorrectly. Now, defense attorneys that I spoke with earlier in the day say that because of these errors, in some cases, there is no way to prove that these test results are valid.
It's basically the wild, wild west, and it's just fraught with errors.
Criminal defense attorney Mike Brandt is reviewing all of his recent DWI cases after new testing errors have come to light.
I mean, the sky could be the limit on these.
Brandt is hearing from other attorneys who have had their clients' cases dismissed because of these errors. Because in many DWI cases, he says the breathalyzer test is the most important piece of evidence that prosecutors have for the charges to stick.
This is pretty damaging to all of those cases. I mean, for a lot of them, it's probably going to be the death knell to those cases.
The BCA has identified 38 DWI cases in Hennepin County that are affected by these errors. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office says these cases all happened between February 28th and April 1st of this year. A spokesperson says the breathalyzer machine in question is located inside the Hennepin County Jail. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office is now reviewing cases that could be affected by these errors, saying, quote, "Our office will be thorough and deliberate in our own review, and we will share more updates when able."
It's very complicated.
Defense attorney Chuck Ramsey first discovered these issues in August while researching a client's case in Aitkin County, where he says more than 70 cases have been connected to these errors. And he suspects many additional counties will soon discover these errors.
I have been inundated with literally hundreds of cases showing that the police used the wrong control sample.
Brandt agrees this problem could be widespread. It all depends on how far along the BCA is with its investigation.
I don't know if they've gone through and checked all 87 counties. It seems as the days have gone on over the last couple of weeks, more and more counties are coming forward where they've had this problem.
So it is possible that more cases could be identified. The BCA told us this afternoon that they did send out that warning on Friday, and they have heard back from a lot of the counties, a lot of the law enforcement agencies that have reported no problems, but they told me this afternoon they are still waiting to hear back from a few of these counties where these machines are located. So in the coming days, we could see that 276 number grow in the next couple of days.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it could grow exponentially, Gordon. This is pretty jaw-dropping. I don't know if you know the answer to this, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but did that attorney you were speaking to who first discovered this in Aitkin County, was it a client that was just adamant, I was not drinking, I was not drunk, and the breathalyzer showed a blood alcohol level that was illegal? Do you know what the background was? I'm just so curious.
Yeah, it was the situation was that he looked into the numbers. He says he actually looks at these cases, when he does these cases, he looks back on the information, and what he noticed was that the number on the control sample didn't match his test, and then he looked back on some police body camera video and saw some discrepancies there, and then that's what kind of started this whole thing, and that's when they found out that there were other cases where there were human errors as well.
Wow, I definitely have to keep watching this story. Thank you so much, Gordon.